Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of No Negative Behavior Show. We in the building 2019. Happy to be here as always on the green side of grass and celebrating life. As
Amen.
always, celebrating life. You know that, right? Celebrate life. That's my motto.
Life.
Celebrate life. Well, I might as well introduce my guest right now. First and foremost, what's your name, ma'am?
My name is Madeline Brame.
Madeline Brame. We're going to get into Madeline Brame's story in just for a second. She came up from work, straight from work, to the studio to be on the show in the rain. And, appreciate you. Your company is, your presence is well received, really. I just want to say my guest from last week, Kevin Mallory, I went to see him and he had a successful operation. And he thanks all the prayer warriors and the positive energy that was sent his way. He got his the prostate. He got it removed, and it was successful. He had a few issues. He was trying to get out the hospital the very next day. He was up and trying to walk. And I went to visit him. I was take it easy. Just take it easy, bro. You only got to be here for a couple of days, and your life has changed forever. So. He's doing well. He's doing a lot better. In fact, he should be home right now. And we thank all the prayer warriors that was out there praying for him. The operation was successful. And secondly, this weekend was an eventful weekend for me. What was that? The clothing drive. The Westchester County Post Office had a clothing drive for the homeless shelter. Really? Sharon community, which I work. Man, they brought up about 13, 14 bags of clothes. 13, 14 bags of clothes for the guys. And, I brought them to the shelter. And, the guys was appreciative. We got some pictures of the people. Erica, you pull out those pictures for me for Westchester. Did it? I'm in it. There I go. Man's clothing drive. That's the crew right there. They put it together, put the paper on my face. Yeah, that's them. Shout them out. Missy, Toki, Vance, the whole crew. Shout y'all out. Successful job. Everybody was successful and very appreciative. Some of the guys took the clothes. It just took their clothes off and put
those clothes on.
Funky fresh. Funky fresh.
Funky fresh.
Yeah, they just straight up just switch clothes. But it's all good though. The guys were happy, and they got some clean clothes on. They got some change of clothes and things of that nature. So shout out to the girls, the guys and girls, the post office putting that together. That was super dope for real. So my guest, Madeline, how you doing today, Madeline?
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. Yeah.
Yeah, Madeline.
Can't complain.
She has high spirits. All that she's been through, she's still she keeps that energy really high and positive.
I have to.
From what I see.
I have to.
So there was an event in Brooklyn.
Yes.
You was there.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. What was the name of it?
The Brooklyn Bridge Solidarity Walk with Survivors of Gun Violence.
Dope. G-Mac. Super dope. Tank Tarantino, super dope. Yeah, was it a big turnout? Was a lot of people there?
Lots.
Tell me about it. How was it?
All over the country.
How was it?
All over the country. It was amazing.
Really?
It was a very fulfilling and very healing experience for me.
Okay.
They treated me royally.
Right.
They gave me my own table. I was able to set up my promotional materials, and lots of people stopped by my table. I heard a lot of different stories from survivors. I heard about young girls. They were in elementary school at the time, but now they're teenagers from the Sandy Hook shooting.
Oh.
There were a few of them there.
Right.
All right. And they stopped by my table. They're 17 and 18 years old now. All right. And they stopped by my table, and I talked with them, and I told them about the page on my website called Positive Culture, Positive Environment, where there's links to all different types of national hotlines that can help, that caters to.
That's what you was talking about at your table?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are the things I was talking about. My project, my organization, and also I prayed for them. I also talked to a couple of people from the Parkland shooting, the Parkland High School shooting.
Right. Oh, they were all there. Huh?
Yes, some of those people were there.
They had an event like that in Mount Vernon as well.
Yes.
Gun violence. It was the national day. It was gun violence awareness.
Yes,
day.
because June is Gun Violence Awareness Month.
Right. Right.
So that was
That's
like the kickoff
event.
event.
Okay.
What was it? Moms Demand Action.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
They wear orange.
Yeah, everybody was in orange.
Orange.
I think I was the only one in white. I had my white white Rescue Angel T-shirts. I kind of stood out.
You're a supporter.
So, but it was awesome. It was awesome. Very, very fulfilling and healing experience for me, and I hope for other people.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean, I was there. I was at one around my way, and I met some interesting people there. And I talked to a lot of people, and the amount of people that have been affected.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that was there that was directly affected by gun violence, and there was a lot of people that were just supporters.
Yes.
And it's funny just to see the perspectives, especially coming from where I've been,
and
the perspectives about guns and things of that nature. It was very interesting, and I heard a lot of people speak, and I was glad to participate in it.
I heard a lot of comments. There were some people there that have a political agenda.
Yeah, definitely. At the event that I was at too, and I don't even want to get into that because it's always.
Neither do I. Do I because it's not political to me. It's
about action,
life thing. It's about doing what's necessary.
For sure.
All right. It's about doing what's necessary.
I'm glad you was there because who invited you to that?
Actually, GMAC did.
GMAC. Shout out to GMAC. GMAC all over the place. GMAC, so is GMAC.
And
they everywhere, man. Every time I see you, I see you everywhere. All over the gram, everywhere. Shout out to GMAC. You're doing your thing, putting the work in, man, for sure. And they got the gala coming up. Y'all should support that too. Buy a ticket.
Gangsta Gala. Can't wait for that one.
The Gangsta Gala is going to be. When is that?
That is June 20th.
June 20th.
That's on a Thursday.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the Sand Castle.
Right.
Out in Franklin Square.
For sure.
Long Island.
Gangsta Gala. To support that. You know what I'm saying? You could come. You can go there. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all that, probably want to go that say, I can't go. You could go.
Yeah.
You can go, bro. Buy a ticket. Support it. They want you there.
Yeah.
They want to see you there. But for sure. But Madeline. Madeline.
Yes.
So, GMAC is the bridge that connected us. Actually, Tank Tarantino from GMAC introduced you to me, and we had a couple of phone conversations, and, you was telling me a story.
Yes.
And I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it on the news or anything like that. It was shocking to me.
Yes.
And I said, I wanted to give you this platform to just share it with people, and then we'll discuss it after that.
Okay.
So, you could just start wherever you feel you should start.
Well, on October 19th, 2018, my son, Sergeant Hassan Korea, was stabbed to death in Harlem by 4 people.
I'm sorry.
By 4 people he did not know, nor had he done any harm. He was kicked, punched, stomped, and stabbed 9 times. When Hassan's dad tried to come to his aid, the same 4 people turned on his father and kicked, punched, stomped, and stabbed him 12 times. Hassan didn't survive. His father did. His father was on critical for a long period of time. He is currently recovering. The 4 people who did this to my son, 3 of them are siblings, 2 brothers and a sister, and their friend. These people are 35 to 40 years old, and the 3 males are repeat violent felony offenders. But repeat predicate violent felony offenders, meaning that they've done this before.
Right.
And I had a big issue with that. Why are they even on the street? Why are they even on the street? I couldn't understand it, couldn't wrap my head around it. When I went to Harlem Hospital, after I got the phone call, the father was in a coma. He was in ICU, not expected to make it. I begged them to please let me see my boy, all right? But they wouldn't let me. They said that he was already in the morgue, all right? So I didn't see him until at the funeral home, at the funeral parlor, when he was all dressed up and everything already. And it didn't look like my son, because I had already spiritually gone to another level. Because it was, I can't put words to how I felt.
Right.
I cannot put words to it. I cried.
Of course.
But all I wanted to do was just fight back. I mean, turn that pain into power. Do something to try to make a difference. To try to reach other people who are dealing with the same issue that I'm dealing with. All right?
So, wait. So why, I mean, what happened? What led to that event? Why did they...
There was a fight.
There was a
fight prior to the stabbing. There was a fight between my son, his father, and another gentleman inside of a building.
Oh, okay.
All right? My son and his father beat the crap out of this kid, okay? And the guy left, and he went back with these 4 people. He went back and he got these 4 people, all right? The stabber came and knocked on the door, all right? Father went outside, and my son followed behind him
and knocked
on the father's girlfriend's door.
After
the 4 people that nobody supposed to had known, my son didn't know. He wasn't the one that was beat up in the lobby, or anything.
Okay.
These are people that were unknown to my son or his father. But the kid that they beat up in the hallway knew them because he went and got them.
Right.
They came back. Now, how they knew which apartment they were in, I don't know. Right? I guess all that will come out later on in trial. All right. So we'll limit.
So there was
a
fight.
Yes, there was a fight.
There was a fight.
Confrontation.
And
alcohol was involved.
All right.
And
all right. So, and when you hear these stories, there's so many different sides to these stories. So, and sometimes, when it comes together, a lot of times it makes sense. Like, I mean, the story makes sense, not what happened, but the story makes sense. So there was a fight between your baby father, your son, and another gentleman.
Yes.
And the other gentleman was beat up really badly.
Yes.
And he left and came back with more people.
Yes.
4 siblings.
3
siblings.
2 brothers, a sister, and their friend.
2 brothers, a sister, and a friend. And they came back with weapons.
Well, one of them had a weapon.
Okay. Whether or not he intentionally brought it there.
Well, he's the one who came and knocked on the door.
Okay, damn. All right.
Intent.
Intent. Yeah. All right. So, damn. Okay, so they came back, and then there was another altercation. They knocked on the door. Your baby father came outside.
Go outside to confront.
How old are these kids?
They're not kids.
How old are they?
They're in their mid-30s, almost 40.
And how old is baby father?
He's my age, 50-something, 56, 57.
All right, because he'll probably look at them like young.
No, these are men. They were grown men and women.
Grown men and women. So he comes out and he fights. There's altercation.
No, he didn't fight. He argued. He argued with them, and Hassan comes outside to see what's up with his dad. All right, and when he gets on the scene, all this is on video. All right, but there's no audio on the video.
Right.
Okay? So you can't hear what they're saying.
Okay.
All right, but it appears that the father was beefing with the stabber, okay?
Right.
And my son comes out the building, and he knocks the stabber out.
Is the stabber the one that got beat up?
No.
All right.
No.
The one that got beat up was there too?
Hiding in the building.
Oh, but he was there?
He was there in the building. Yes.
All right, so...
All right, he didn't even come outside.
So the son comes out and
knocks out the stabber.
And knocks out the stabber.
And the friend turns around and knocked out the father.
Knocked out the father.
And now my son is there fighting
the girl and the other guy.
The girl, the other brother, the friend, and
Okay.
then when the stabber gets up, he automatically just comes with the knife and starts stabbing. So
And
now my
did he
son is
stab
fighting
did he
all
stab
four.
your baby father too?
Yes, but he was unconscious.
Okay,
he
so he
didn't.
was already
Thank God he didn't. Because he's traumatized enough. Thank God he didn't get to see my son being kicked, punched, stomped, and stabbed 9 times.
Right.
All right, because once he came to, when he regained consciousness, my son was already down. All right,
I could imagine.
and he comes into the frame and tries to pull them off, and they turned on him and they kick, punch, and stomp to stab him. But just to give you an idea of the type of gentleman my
And this is
son
all on film.
all on video,
Jesus, right there.
from corner to corner.
Oh man. No bueno.
No, all right. Everything, the fight in the lobby, all of it. It's all on video. There is no disputing what happened, who did it. There is none. No defense.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
And I guess according to the YouTube tutorials that I watch from these movies, this is how it happens.
Yes.
And the guy got beat up. He went and got his just hoping they didn't say gang. Did they
Yes.
use the word gang?
Gang related, yes.
Oh,
They're
man.
charged with first degree gang assault.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
All right, so went back and he got his people.
Yeah.
And it was another altercation.
Yeah.
And someone was killed this time.
Yes.
So wait, correct me if I'm wrong. After the baby father was unconscious, right? They attacked the son. Then the baby father woke up
Yes.
and tried to aid the son.
Yes.
And that's when he got stabbed
Yes.
and beat unconscious.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yes.
it's gruesome. That's
Yes. It was a brutal and savage attack.
It sounds like it.
It was a brutal and savage attack.
It sounds like it.
I have not seen the video. I don't want to see it, but I know at trial,
They're gonna show the video.
yes, they have to show it to the jury.
If it goes to trial,
Well, they're not making any offers, so
they're not gonna make an offer.
no, 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 they're not making
And
any
so
offers.
all of them,
They
all
might
of them
just-
were arrested.
Oh yeah, they were all in custody. They just caught the actual stabber 2 weeks ago, and they found him in another state,
Right.
And they extradited him back. Actually, I was in court last week and saw him, then bring him in.
See, all right. So like when I hear this, right, I hear the tragedy.
Yeah,
Of course, I hear the tragedy. And it's unfortunate, and a life was
Yes.
lost, right?
a good life,
A good life
one.
was lost.
I mean, all lives are good.
Right, but not only that, it's so much connected to this. Like I was telling someone, the ripple effect. There's 4 people in custody.
Yes,
One person is dead, and one person is injured really badly.
yes,
Everyone has a pain that they're going through,
exactly.
and whoever's connected to them, there's more pain.
X.
And if there's children connected, there's even more pain.
Yes,
It's like so many people affected that and it's all hurt.
All of it.
It's all hurt. So you've been going to court? I'm sure you've been going to
Every
court.
last single court date I've
Haven't
been there.
missed one?
No, not one.
Okay.
Not one. I was able to look each one of those killers in the face.
And what did you see when you looked them in the face?
Well, the
Very
first
important.
the first three, there was no remorse.
You didn't
Actually,
see
they
any
come out
remorse.
with this smug, this like grin on their face.
Now-
like they're celebrities or something.
Those I just want to what she just said. What Madeline just said. The guys that know, and the girls too that know what she just said about. She didn't see any remorse
No.
in their face.
No.
Hey, now I'm talking to my people. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. These guys ain't show no remorse.
No.
They need to show remorse.
Absolutely.
They need to know what remorse is and why they should be remorseful.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know. Maybe they felt like it was revenge. And
For who though?
I don't know, but that their perspectives is different from ours.
Yes. I understand that.
And I wish we did know. So you didn't see any remorse when you looked at 3 of them.
There are 3 of them. The first 3, because they've been incarcerated now for the past 7 months. The first 3.
Right.
All right. But the actual stabber who they got, it's been 2 weeks now. They actually brought him in from the outside. So sitting in the hallway at 100 Center Street, he comes off the elevator with the detectives, and I was able to make eye contact with him a few times.
Okay.
But he didn't know who I was
Right.
until we got inside the courtroom.
Okay.
And they brought him in the back. I'm sitting in the front.
So what did you see in his eyes?
Oh, he tears, because I was able to catch the eye contact with him, and I mouthed to him. I said, "Why?"
You said why?
And I saw the tears immediately start to well up in his eyes. I saw remorse. I saw hurt, all right? And I saw a life that something just tugged at my heart, because nobody knows what caused that young man to do what he did, right? There's issues that are deeper and darker that anybody even knows about that have never been addressed.
Copy.
All right? So he doesn't have my sympathy, all right? But I saw that there's a humanness in him.
Right.
Because he had some feeling. And he stared at me.
So for those that just tuned in, Madeline's baby father, what's his name? Your baby father. Can we mention his name? Or we want to just call him baby father?
Hassan's dad.
All right. Hassan's dad. I'm going to use baby father so it makes the story a little clearer. Madeline's baby father and her son were in an altercation with a young man in the building. And they beat the young man up. Well, they beat the man up pretty badly. And the man came back with 4 of his relatives.
Well,
knocked on her door, knocked on their door, and the baby father came out, and he was knocked unconscious, and the son was stabbed to death.
Yes.
And then the baby father woke up and tried to help, tried to aid his son, and was stabbed and beaten unconsciously.
Yes.
And all of the people involved in this have been in custody. The last person is in custody.
Yes.
Right. And they're all facing charges right now.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
So, we're talking about this and we're talking about, deeper than just the incident. Now, the after effect of it all. The brokenness, how many people are affected by this.
Yes.
And, Madeline, she's obviously affected by this. This has changed her life. You lost your son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Show her, Erica. Let's get the picture up of Madeline's son. What's his name?
Hassan.
Sergeant Hassan Carrera. Korea. 35 years old. He's from the Bronx.
Yep. Father of 3.
Father of 3. See, and here's 3 more people affected by this.
Babies.
The babies. The babies affected. The baby's mother's affected.
Yes.
Everyone's affected by this.
Yep.
And we don't think it out that far. Those guys didn't think it out that far.
Of course not.
I didn't think it out that far.
Like
I've been
the
to jail.
detective said, made some very, very stupid decisions in a split second. Didn't even think.
Right. And it changed your life forever.
Forever.
Change your life forever. It takes less than 6 seconds to completely, your life will pivot.
Yeah.
And you're going that way now.
Yeah.
And it's not, I laugh at it because, it's so quick. And, people don't take it as serious as they should and think out the consequences. So, since then, you've just been advocating.
Yes.
Going to court, going to work,
Yep.
advocating,
Yep.
going to court, going to work,
advocating.
That's it.
That's it.
What about these young men that did it, that all the people that was involved? How do you feel about them?
At first, I was very angry First, I was very angry, and I wanted them to meet the same fate. Okay.
Okay.
But now, since time has passed, and a lot of praying, right? A lot of supernatural, spiritual intervention.
Okay.
Okay. The anger has now turned into a sense of forgiveness.
Good.
All right. A sense of forgiveness. And, I do want them to pay. They are going to pay. All right. They're going to, get their due just. But I pray for the Lord to have mercy on their soul. All right. That when they're in there, maybe they can get the help that they need. Because there's something going on with them that's way deeper than anybody knows about. All right? And there are resources inside the penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
There are resources.
Right.
All right? And it depends on the individual if they want it or not. You know? There's all types of different things that they could do. Life skills, go get their GED. If they don't have it already, go to college if they want to. They can go to church. They can go to NAAA. They could do ASAP program. They can do all that.
Oh, wait. This is back to Carl. I know this is very serious, but you're saying life skills, ASAP, NA, church.
Yeah.
You're naming all the things that you're familiar.
Yes,
you're familiar.
I'm very familiar with it.
Really?
Very familiar.
How familiar are you?
I am an ex-felon myself.
Really?
Yes, I'm an ex-felon myself. In 1988, I got convicted of criminal sale of a controlled substance in the second degree, a A2 felony. I was sentenced to 3 years to life under the Rockefeller drug law in Suffolk County, New York.
Yeah, you can't make this up.
No. So
3 to life.
3 to life.
And how you did?
I did 9 years. 9 years. I have one charge on my rap sheet, that drug sale that I made, but I violated parole 7 times because of drug use.
Wow.
Because of relapse.
Wow.
Because of relapse.
Wow. So she knows.
Yes.
Then all right. So that
been there, done that. Got a T-shirt in every color.
I got it. That changes. So the different perspectives of being on the inside. You meet people.
Oh yeah.
You meet people that did things, and you get to hear sometimes why they did it. What was going through their mind when they did it, and it just like it gives you a different perspective. And some people you'll just be like this motherfucker is sick.
Yeah.
This guy's sick right here. But this guy, it kind of makes sense why he at the time.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But this dude, this dude is sick.
He just has no reason to do that.
Right. He's supposed to be here.
Yes. Yeah. There are some people who are supposed to be there.
I got it. So how would you know with these young men and a young lady that's involved in killing your son, what perspectives they have? Like, would you ever reach out to them and talk to them and get to know them and ask them why they did this, what happened, what was going on, to give you some type of closure?
Well, the only one because every time I go to court, they've all looked dead in my face because I'm the only one in the courtroom.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Their whole family is there, but no one from my family is there. It's just me. And I sit in the same spot. I wear my Rescue Angel T-shirt.
Rescue Angel.
And I sit there on the side. And I'm the only one sitting on that side. They know it's me.
Wow.
They know it's me. And they come out and they look at me with these smirks, these grins on their face, almost because their family is there, like they're celebrities almost, And it just, oh man, I just want to punch them. I just want to hurt them. I do.
Right. And I'm not, and I promise you that I'm not taking up for them. But I just want to give you another perspective. Like when you're locked up, you know this too.
Yeah,
when
yes.
you're locked up and then you come into court and then you see
You're
your
happy to see
family, your
people.
friend,
Yes, I understand
you
that.
see them and they looking at you like
Uh-huh.
that smile is really, it's not a happy smile. It's just a reflex.
Yeah,
It's a reflex, and because they're not happy.
yeah.
They know
I know that.
there's fire and brimstone coming at them right now. And, you know, their lives is going to, you know, their lives
Forever.
inside right now, where they're at, their lives have already changed. And, you know, they haven't even received the time.
Nothing.
So,
I know what it's like to be in Rose M. Singer. All right?
yes.
I know what it's like to be in Rikers Island.
Okay.
I know what it's like to be in Bedford Hills. I know what it's like to be in Albion.
Ice.
Okay?
Oof.
Taconic,
Cock.
Summit Shock,
Your organ.
Groveland, Riverhead.
That's not, wait, I'm not.
There's
gonna-
only
it's not-
two.
this is-
I think
shouldn't be
two in the
playing
state of
around
New
like
York.
that.
I
It's
was never in Valhalla and Nassau County.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so you experienced. You've been around the world now. Yeah. You've been all over the system.
So my
got it.
heart wants to go out to that mother. I mean, to the daughter. To the daughter.
To the daughter.
To the daughter, because she's a mom. You know.
Oh, see, there's another.
Yeah, she's a
Another
mom.
life.
She has an 8-year-old son and I think a 22-year-old daughter.
You see this?
And they're in court every time. You know? And the daughter is just distraught. And also the mom is there in court every time. All right? No one has approached me yet to, condolences or anything. They're probably advised not to.
I don't. Yeah, they probably are. There's probably a restraining order.
Yeah. They're
They have
probably
to go
advised
near
not
you.
to. All right? But at least give me a look like the last brother did when they brought him in 2 weeks ago, At least, I don't know, like somebody asked me, how do you know it wasn't tears just because he got caught? But
that-
I
I
felt
got what
more
you're
than
saying.
that. I felt something deeper than that, Because he ain't new to the penitentiary, He ain't new to it. He never killed nobody before. But it's like, he's probably immune to getting locked up, okay? But there was something when we made that eye contact, okay? And I mouthed to him why. He shook his head and the tears started coming out of his eyes, okay? He showed me he was sorry. And if I was to reach out to anybody, not today, not tomorrow, maybe not even in the next 5 years. All right? But if I was to even consider that, it would be to the one who actually stabbed my son to death.
Right.
Because his issue is deep, deep, deep.
It's just the trial. There's no trial or anything like that. This has just begun, right?
This has just begun, yes.
This just recently happened.
According to the district attorney, probably by December, they'll be ready. They'll be ready to go to trial.
To start trial.
Yes.
Yes, this could take up to 3 years.
Yes, it could. It could. But I don't think that, this particular team, all right, down at the Manhattan DA's office, I don't think that they are,
A deal.
no.
Trying to give them a deal.
No. They're trying to move as quickly as possible because what are you going to let them hang around for?
And
They have
it
all the
on
evidence.
Film. They have
They have
everything
it.
on film.
So, yeah.
It's on the same topic. I met a young lady at the event that I was at, and I'm gonna introduce you to her.
Okay.
And she, her daughter was killed in gun violence by a straight bullet, and I was talking to her, and the pain sounded like anger. And this is what happens sometimes. I think people hear the pain as anger.
Yes.
And it's really hurt.
It's really hurt.
Yeah, you're hurting. She was hurting. Her
Yeah.
daughter was killed, and she was hurt, and it sounded like anger. And she was, and it might have been some anger there for her.
Absolutely. I'm angry.
But like one of the things, I would love to see, and people come to the realization that you're in pain, and that child's mother, though that child is not dead, he's in prison.
Yeah.
That mother's in pain too. Same type of pain, the loss.
Yes.
there's a loss. That the house is different.
Yes.
The apartment is different.
Yes.
You know, the holiday ain't the same no more. So it's the same type of pain, and you know, like, you know, it's the kids. The parents shouldn't be beefing.
Yeah.
It would be good for the parents to be in court together because it's the kids. And now, you know, like I got a friend that was in prison that he took someone's life, and the person's life that he took, he was in prison for a while, and the person's life that he took, that parent came to see him.
Yeah, you was telling me that story.
Yeah, I did tell you.
Yes, you did.
And he's going to come on the show. Tat,
But that mom was phenomenal.
Tat, whenever, you know, you get a chance, Tat, I need you to come tell your story, brother. Because, you know, it could change a lot of, you know, a lot of people's perspectives, you know, on things. And but she adopted him, and she was coming to see him and everything, and I was like his mom, you know, and she helped him. You know, he was already remorseful because we was in the youth assistance program together, but that helped him get over a hump.
Yes.
Changed his life forever.
Yes.
Because the person that killed your son, if we can fix him, he's going to help fix somebody else.
Exactly.
He's perfect. He's perfect to do the work that you need him to do, because for you, especially for you.
Exactly.
Perfect to do your work. You did this, now you got to do this work for me. Get yourself together. And let's get out here and start advocating against this, because you've been there, done that already. You know,
well,
starting now.
Like I said, you know, I think that these people are looking at so many years, they'll probably die in prison. All right. But the mother of those three, those two brothers and their sister.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
Right.
You know,
that household has changed forever.
Wow. I mean, she might have some sense of relief because the boys have been so bad.
But if the boys had children, if they had children.
No, that was never mentioned. I know that the daughter does.
Right.
I know the daughter does. I know that she is distraught over the daughter, right? Because she comes to court for the daughter.
Right.
She doesn't come for the boys. All right?
Yes.
She doesn't show up for them boys.
Okay.
But she shows up for that daughter.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I would like to, maybe one day, all right, after this is over, you know, if it's legally possible, to sit and talk with her.
Yes.
I really would.
That's and
I
this
really
is
would.
This is what I'm promoting.
Yeah.
That you know, the parents of these children don't go at each other for what the children did.
Yeah.
The parents are both, all are hurt. All the parents are hurt. Y'all need to band together at that source of strength to get through this together.
Yes.
All of y'all together.
Because she's grieving too. She lost 3 of hers.
Of course.
I mean, they're still breathing.
Of course.
Okay, but she's not responsible for what her adult children did.
Exactly. There's no need for
She's
you to
not
shoot darts at her, her to
or
shoot
her
darts at you.
kids, or none of that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we're victims.
Exactly.
All right. I don't really like to use that word because it's a negative word.
Mm-hmm.
A victor, not a victim.
Okay.
I'm victorious.
Yeah, you're victorious.
Yes, not a victim.
No, you're not a victim.
You know?
You've been involved in an incident that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge, and that affects your life in a way that you may not even realize it.
Not yet, because like I was telling you earlier, it still feels so surreal to me. You know,
Right.
Most times I'm just going through motions. All right. I know that I have a vision. There's something I want to do. You know, I have this organization that I started.
What's the name of the organization?
Rescue Angel.
Rescue Angel. All right. So if you just tuned in, right? Madeline, you know, she's from Harlem, right? You was in Harlem at the time. Your family was in Harlem. Your baby father.
Well, yeah.
All right. There was an incident occurred with Marilyn's baby father and her son, and they got into altercation with another gentleman, and they jumped him and beat him up pretty badly. He left and he came back with 3 of his siblings, right? Four people. He came back with 4 people.
They were his friends. They were his friends.
They were his friends, but they were siblings.
Yes.
But they were siblings. They were his friends.
The gang
but
of
they
4
were
were siblings.
He comes back with them, and you know the son. They come to the house.
Yes.
And the baby father
Knock
tries
on
to
the
talk to them.
girlfriend's door. The baby's father's girlfriend.
Yeah, and they tried to talk. He tried to talk to them, and the son came out again and wanted to fight, and he knocked somebody out.
Yes.
And that's when
the father got knocked out.
And
then they jumped on Hassan.
Then they jumped on Hassan, her son.
Yes.
And killed him.
And the sister is the one who blocked Hassan from getting away. He was trying to run, and he was already stabbed in the lower extremities. And instead of him knocking her out, he just pushed her out of the way. He wouldn't hit that woman. And she chased him. She chased him and grabbed his coat, his jacket, and then slung him to the ground. And then that's when they all piled on top of him and started kicking, punching, and stomping, and finished stabbing him to death.
Unbelievable. And then the son.
It's the female who did that.
And then the baby father woke up.
Yes. Baby's father woke up and tried to come over and help Hassan. And the three males turned on him and started kicking, punching, and stomping and stabbed him 12 times.
Cheese and rice.
And she stood by Hassan. The female stood by Hassan to make sure that he was down.
And it's all on film.
Yes. And then they all ran away. They all ran away and went to the bodega and bought beer.
Mm-hmm. Wow. This is going to be interesting in court. I mean, and, you know, as a person that's been through trial and sat in courtrooms, you know, it's very hard to listen to what you've done. It's very, and you know, you're vulnerable at that point.
Yes.
You know, you're hearing this and
because you can't say anything, and you're seeing it on video.
And now when they're showing this video,
there's no defense. It's you did it.
Just you know, you know, the people out there watch. Just imagine if you watch those reality shows, how they go the whole season, and then the season finale when they see themselves, on film, how they look like. Oh my God, that was me. This is the revelation that's going to happen if these young men go to trial and when they see this film, and they see all the actions. If they haven't seen the film yet, I know if their lawyers haven't seen it.
They haven't seen it.
You know, once the lawyers see the film, the lawyers are going to advise them.
Yes.
And you know,
they can't. The judge saw it. The judge saw it. Every time
I hope it doesn't have audio. Does it have audio?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Every time they come to court, the judge tells them, "I saw the video."
Right.
I saw the video.
Right.
It was you.
So
what your bail is $750,000.
Is that their bail?
The female, she's the only one who has bail.
And that's her bail.
$750,000, $750,000.
Wow. So, right.
The men don't have any bail. Their lawyers are not even recommending bail or asking for it or anything.
Right. So you know, y'all hear her story. You hear Madeline's story. You know, my concern is all the people that involved. I mean, you know, I feel you know, I'm deeply concerned about, you know, what happened to her son and her baby father. And, you know, my condolences definitely go out to you because life was lost. You can show a picture of her son one more time, please, Erica. You know, the life was lost. And, you know, yeah, you can show the flyer also show the flyer for organization so that people can see it. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's just now there's 4 other people.
Yes.
All right. Their lives have changed forever. And everybody that's connected to them.
Lives have changed forever.
Especially if there's any children involved.
Yes.
You know, boyfriend, girlfriend, house, you know, living together, whatever. Everything's changed for everybody. Some people are going to work today very sad. You know, they went to work today very sad.
Yeah.
You know, and they got a phone call from jail, you know, or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot going on, and, you know, you just don't, you know, you can't just hit the light switch and nothing's happening over there. There's a lot of things happening all over this case, and it's horrible, and everybody's affected. I don't like it.
Me either.
I don't like it at all. So we got to figure out, you know, how we going to, you know, get these families together through your organization, of course.
Yes.
Because tell us about Rescue Angel.
Well, Rescue Angel offers spiritual healing and trauma support to families who have suffered loss of life or serious injury of a loved one due to a violent incident.
Okay, dope.
Right.
Right.
And Violence is violence. It comes in many forms.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily gun violence. My son was murdered from a stabbing.
Right.
All right. But the pain of violence is the same. It's universal. All right. Domestic violence, child abuse. It doesn't matter what violent incident a person is struggling and suffering with grief from. The healing process begins with talking about it. Sharing the story with someone else who has experienced the same thing. Holding it in is like suffering in silence. It becomes like a cancer, and it begins to eat you up on the inside. It leads to depression, suicidal tendencies, maybe even homicidal tendencies. All right, especially for the young people. Any type of violence, I don't care what it is, you need to reach out and talk to somebody about it. Rescue Angel, most of our work is done from our website, www.dougsoulink.org, where you can go and interact anonymously if you want, from the comfort of your home if you want, like a blog. All right, and we're very prevalent on all social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's right.
All right, so it's free of charge. All right, if you want to make a donation, you can. All right, I'm asking for anyone who has any experience with spiritual healing or trauma support or trauma outreach. If you'd like to be a volunteer with Rescue Angel and offer your services, please contact me through my website at www.dougsoulinc.org.
How you spell that? Doug Soul Inc?
Okay, DOUGSOULINC.org.
There you go.
One word, Doug Soul Inc.
Doug Soul Inc. There
Yes.
you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. It's right there on the screen.
Okay.
Erica is right there in front of my face.
Currently, the site is under construction because I am upgrading it for better functionality for users, so we can interact quicker, better, and faster.
Yeah.
So I'm anticipating it to be back up by the end of the week.
Sure.
Right?
And you know, we just to get the conversation started, it's very important for the family members,
Yes.
to come together on both sides. Like both sides, you're victims
Yes.
of this. Really, for real. Like you're victims of what your children did, and especially if you're their number one supporters. Now it's just insane.
Yeah.
The cycle.
Like the daughter was the mom's primary caretaker because the mother is handicapped or whatever, walks with a walker, and I think that the daughter was taking care of her.
You see this?
Right. So now the daughter has been removed from the home.
Right.
And
someone else has to
and
take
someone
care
has
of
to
her.
take care of
And that's
the
not
mom
going to
now.
be the same. She's
No.
not going to take care of her the way the daughter took care.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's like it's like I don't know. It's sideways, like horizontal. When you think of what's happening, like the effect, how it goes this way when you look at it this way. What happens, and how it changes people's lives
Of everyone,
I know because I'm one that changed. My aunt reminded me about that. When I went to prison, that what happened, how my household changed. So
yeah.
and
And I can
just feel
imagine
for-
my wilding days. Okay, not imagine. I know that it did.
the people that was
the whole entire family was up in like a uproar.
So you see,
a uproar.
right?
My mother didn't know what to do.
So you can relate,
Until I kept going back.
right?
And then finally, she got strong enough and said, "No, you like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You want a sweatsuit and sneakers? I'll buy it for you when you come home."
Okay.
All right. And Mom cut me off. Yes, she did. And that's when I started to gain my legs, to grow my legs,
Okay.
and stand up
And wake up.
and wake up and say, "Listen, I don't have nobody enabling me anymore." Okay.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
The kids, I don't even want to call them kids, but the young adults out here, they sleep.
Mm-hmm.
They sleeping, and they're focused on the wrong thing, and they're walking in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the way they protect themselves now is different from
What we did. Mm-hmm.
You know, so again, you know, these are some of the consequences of that type of thinking.
Yeah.
And where do they get the thinking from? You know, and you know, then you start to blame it, whose fault it is, the parents, and yada yada
influenced
yada.
by a lot of different things, you know.
They are influenced everywhere they are.
The social media stuff is like, if it's a tool that if it's used appropriately, you know, it's a great thing. All right, but it's so easy, for especially young people, to get distracted and get caught up in all kinds of different stuff on the social media, and they think it's real because it's like a virtual reality type of thing for them. You know, I have a 17-year-old son. Hassan has a little brother, you know, that he left behind. You know,
wow.
And I don't know what the boy is going through because he won't open up and talk about it.
Right. He don't feel comfortable yet.
No, he won't go to school. Okay.
You see this?
He plays sports.
This is sad.
Right? He won't go to school. You know, I bought him a pillow with the Hassan's picture on it, and he likes to stay in his room and play his game. Hassan used to be the same way, though, an introvert. All right? But I'm afraid that Ayumi, that's his name, is
shout out to Ayumi,
suffering from some type of depression.
Of course.
All right.
It's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot going on, and like I said, there's so much going on. You might not even realize it yet because this is still so fresh.
Yes.
But there's a lot of damage,
Of course.
all over the place. You know, and it causes more damage in our neighborhood. It's you know, but you can come out of that.
Yeah.
I got a guy that's coming on next weekend. He has that rags to riches. Like he came out of it, and you can overcome that. You can overcome it. You just got to wake up.
Yeah.
You got to wake up, and you got to figure out a way how you gonna wake up. It's hard.
And another caveat to the story is Hassan also has a 30-year-old brother named Rossi, and Rossi is the vice president of Rescue Angel.
Okay.
And Rossi and Hassan have the same dad.
Okay.
All right. So Rossi and I both feel the same way and feel that the dad is somewhat responsible.
I was gonna say
for Hassan's death. Yes.
I wasn't gonna say that he's responsible. I was gonna just try to discuss how he must be feeling.
Yes.
That he couldn't save his son.
I think it goes a little deeper than that.
I'm sure.
You know, because I don't want to hate him. All right, because he is the father of 2 of my children. Wow. Okay, my 2 oldest boys. But I'm talking about Rossi right now.
Rossi, okay.
Rossi's 30 years old. You know, he's 5 years younger than Hassan, and they were really, really close. Really, really close. And they have the same father. Their father raised them. I didn't raise them. Their father raised them.
Got it.
So he loved his boys.
Right.
All right. But for a split second, a dumb, stupid mistake, drinking, alcohol influenced, you know?
Oh, alcohol.
Yes.
It makes sense.
So I can imagine how Rossi, you know, I can't imagine how Rossi. He's torn. He's torn.
Well, you know, the dad is, I'm sure dad is torn as well. And, you know, more pain, more suffering, perhaps even more alcohol, you know. But
I hope not.
I just, you know, I feel for you.
Yeah.
You know, and your struggle and your fight. And you know, what you're going through right now, like this going to court, you know. Yeah. I put my whole family through that. It's the worst. So I know like what, you know, everybody's going through right now. Like I can empathize really, like with everyone.
Thank you.
For sure. For sure, but you know, contact Madeline. I'm sorry, at Rescue Angel. You know, she said that her website is currently under construction, but
you can email me.
You can email her
at brame925
That's brame925 And our prayers go out to your son, and he had a child, right? You said he had
3 children:
his
Jason,
children.
Jordan, and Jaylani. 9
and children,
9, 6, and 3.
And to the families of those who are incarcerated.
Yes.
Let's be strong as well. Our children make stupid mistakes sometimes.
And we're not responsible for their mistakes. We're not.
No, you can't really hold yourself responsible for their mistakes. You do, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. In the back of your mind, you do. But it's always in hindsight. I could have did this differently. I could have did that.
Maybe if I hadn't chose the streets and the drugs,
you could say
over
that.
the boys, then maybe they would have been with me, and it would have never happened. And
see that part of your life.
Yeah, there's some beating up going on. There's some beating up going on, but I know that I've been forgiven. I forgave myself for that, and I know that the Lord forgives me too.
Right.
All right. So I can move on from that.
I hope you and I'm not advocating violence, but I do hope that you have some empathy for the boy that did this to your son.
I do, because he is the only one who showed me a human side. The other ones to me are animals. All right. The way they reacted. I know it's a defense.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
I know it's just a show to let the people in the audience, their family, know that they're okay in there, whatever, trying not to worry them to death or whatever.
Of course.
But they should come out expressionless then. Don't come out with a smug and a smile on your face.
A lot of
pep in your step.
A lot of people didn't know about that, and it hurt them in the long run. Like, if these guys get a life sentence.
Yes. They didn't show any remorse.
No. They got to go see the commissioners, and the commissioners. That's one of the first things in that that statement, that denial. You're not showing remorse. No remorse.
No remorse.
It would deprecate. Oh my God. These dudes don't even know what they got to go
through. They're throwing 50.
Unbelievable.
50 to life.
These guys don't even know. They don't know. They don't know. I always say it's easier to stay out of trouble than it is to get out of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't believe that, you better ask somebody up in Auburn, Caxsackie, Clinton, Attica, Comstock, all of these places, Shawanga, Long Park, California, Terre Haute, Indiana.
Wow.
Georgetown, if that's still around. Leavenworth.
That's how far back you go, huh?
That's right. So it's easier to stay out of trouble
than to get out.
Than it is to get out of trouble.
It sure is. Take it from me.
Take it from both of us. From both of us.
Took me what?
Right.
I was on parole for 19 years?
Yeah. So,
it's not funny, but
it's not,
now
but
it is.
You out here doing the dumb stuff,
and
then you're gonna get caught, and you're gonna go to jail, and you're gonna, your life forever change.
But look at us now, though.
God
has done a 360 supernatural spiritual intervention in both of our lives.
For sure, and support Madeline and her movement. In her church, we're just about to get out of time. You can shout your church out really
Faith
fast.
Outreach Ministries, 502 South Broadway, Yonkers, New York.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so
Madeline,
much.
thank you for coming. This is not going to be the last that we hear from Madeline, for sure. We're going to stay in tune with her and what's going on with this case with her sons. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to show her support, show her organization support. You know what I'm saying? Contact her. It's up and running. Email her. And you can, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all those that watch. Tune in next week. We got a super duper guest, man. This dude went from rags to riches. He's going to be super dope, man. I'm going to bring him on the show. He got a book out too. Harvard, everything. You got to be there to see it. All right. Thank you for showing up, y'all. See you next week. Big Dice. No negative behavior.
God bless. Be blessed.
For sure.